Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person that committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you today. You have the right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium. Rolando Conrad. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
08-15-1969. Good afternoon, Judge.
All right. Mr. Conrad, I got two charges today: possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like me to appoint the attorney from the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
An adjudication of guilt for possession of paraphernalia, 2017. Probation sentence was imposed out of Hillsborough County. Possession of cannabis, adjudication of guilt in 2017 out of Hillsborough. And then some Alma State history, but no convictions.
Okay. All right. And sir, I have an address for you in California Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 6-7 months.
You got a job these days?
Actually, man, I just got fired. And I left on medical leave, and I was informed through my insurance company that they laid me off, and just had a rough time,
Okay. What were you doing for work?
Working at Land Lakes Recycling, and I've been with that company 6.5 years.
Oh, well, that's pretty rough. All right, Rolando, I'm going to set your bond on the meth at $1,000, on the paraphernalia at $500, so your total's $1,500. I'll have you back in court on the 2nd of April. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Gary Cooper. After Mr. Cooper, date of birth?
6/29/60.
All right, Gary, got a driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. Going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'll
appoint the PD, state.
And adjudication of guilt in 2018, where 4 days county jail is imposed for criminal mischief, as well as a grand theft adjudication of guilt in 2018, where 2-year probation was imposed.
Gary, are you on probation right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Felony probation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do then. I'll go ahead and set the bond on this at $500. You can bet that probably within the next 24 hours somebody's going to arrest you for the felony VOP because of this. I'm not telling you can't bond out. I'm just telling you that that's coming, and if you spend money bonding out on this, you might lose that money because then, of course, when they hit you with the VOP, that's going to be no bond. I will also tell you if you stay in, if you wind up needing credit time with me, you're going to get it based on the fact that you stayed here from your arrest date. But That'll be up to you. I will have you back on April 3rd. If you do get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office. If you stay where you are, they'll come see you before you go to court, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Alvin Dobson. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
It's 9/16/66.
So the charge today is a felony DUI. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
A public defender.
I'll point to PD. State.
I'm not showing any Florida history. I do see some out-of-state history from California, driving with license suspended, no disposition, burglary, no disposition, a DUI conviction in 2000, and then he has some history in Pennsylvania. That's receiving stolen property, found guilty, terroristic threats, aggravated assault with no disposition.
All right. Mr. Dobson, I have an address for you on Heather Walk Drive in Weekiwatchee. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
5 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
I take care of my mother. She's blind, and I have to take care of her, dialysis, and she's been very sick, so I've been taking care of her.
Okay. Set your bond at $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 2nd of April. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Your Honor, my mother's been sick and she's alone, and I don't know if I can make $1,000 bond.
I'll tell you what, I don't really want you to tell me what happened last night, but I'm guessing whatever it wasn't because you were worrying about your mom.
Well,
so don't even talk about it. The point is, before I get irritated with you, something happened last night that was not because you were worrying about your mom. You were out worrying about yourself. So don't stand here today in front of me and say, gosh, I'm worried about mom, because I'm not buying it. So I just cut your bond in half. Have a seat before I put it back where it was. Have a seat. Sit. Sit.
I was following.
Sit. Sit. Go away. Donovan Mills. Hey, Donovan, date of birth?
03/16/92.
All right, Donovan, today I got a warrant signed by Judge Rupie. She found probable cause for a battery being domestic in nature. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD. State, what can you tell me?
A 2017 Duelis, a 2014 battery, 2012 false name to law enforcement officer. And this is where he turned himself in for the battery that we have.
Okay. He has an open one?
Well, I thought that's what I showed an open battery. Yeah, but it says on this that
what do you know, Bridget?
don't have anything.
Hang on.
Unless it was closed. For 2008.
You're not on probation right now, are you, Donovan?
Yes, sir. I'm on pretrial intervention.
Pre-trial intervention on a felony court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's different. That's not good, but that's different. Yeah, his only open one is, there was one from 2018. That was marijuana.
Yeah, he bought it last time.
Yep. And 2017 was petty theft, and that's closed. It's just this one.
Okay. Sorry about that.
PTI and the number of watch.
On the felony case, that's what you just said, and that's controlled substance and marijuana. Okay. All right, so Donovan, I got an address for you on Centerwood Avenue. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
About 2 years.
All right. You still living there as of yesterday?
Excuse me?
Are you still living there as of yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Is Miss Anderson still there?
Yes, sir.
Go figure. All right. Donovan, we set your bond at $500. The condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Miss Anderson. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact her through any social media. You don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should not have contact. As far as Centerwood goes now, Donovan, until we get this resolved, you're going to have to stay someplace else until we get the case resolved. You can go back. If you bond out, you can go by one time to grab your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you're going to go. To do that, however, you got to contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who'll stand by and get your things, while you get your things and get going where you're going. Like I said, April 3rd, you'll be back. Make sure you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
All right, thank you.
You bet. Derek Pugh. Afternoon, Derek. Date of birth?
11286.
Derek, I got 2 charges: resisting without violence and possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for the charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire a private counsel? Or would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD, state.
Showing adjudication withheld in 2013 for possession of marijuana. And an actual constructive possession of synthetic, 2013 adjudication withheld.
That's it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Derek, I'm getting an address for you on Cherry Street here in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long you been there?
Since I was 12.
Okay. You got a job these days?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
Clean houses,
Okay.
pressure washing.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500 each count. That's a total of $1,000. Have you back in court on April 3rd. Make sure you get a hold of the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Michael Skipper.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, Michael. What's your date of birth?
12/19/79.
Michael, you're here on a writ to bodily attachment. That means a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owed some child support. They set a cash purge of $820. You got $820, Michael?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Are you working these days?
I just acquired gainful employment a week ago.
Okay.
I'll receive my first check a week from tomorrow.
Okay, hang on a second. And what are you doing for work?
I'm climbing trees,
Okay,
doing hazardous removals over top of people's houses.
right. And how long has it been since you worked?
I had a job when I went to court a couple of months ago, and it was just a few days after that I was terminated.
Okay. Is there any amount of money at all, Michael, that you could get to the jail today if it meant getting out of jail?
Sir, I've been trying to get a hold of my parents and my woman, and they only have cell phones these days, and I cannot get anybody to answer the phone.
Okay.
I mean, I could probably get $50 to $100 if I could get out, but I can't get a hold of anybody.
Okay.
That's my problem. I can't get anybody to answer the phone, sir.
Okay. Do you know why they're not answering the phone?
Probably because they don't want to get me out.
Oh, the bridges we burn, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm not trying to make light of your situation. I hope you
No,
understand that.
it's my fault. I know it's my fault. It is
Right.
what it is. I'll do it one way or another.
Okay. All right. Well, hang on a second. All right. I'm going to find your contempt for not paying child support. The sanction of the contempt is 5 days in the county jail for $20. Okay, so leave a message. Do what you got to do. $20 will get you out. You'll either pay the $20 or do the 5 days. Once you're out again, obviously you want to get to child support enforcement and get this cleared up as quick as you can because we don't want you to get arrested again. All right?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you very much, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. All right, that should be that, right?
Yes, Mom.
Very good. Thanks.